Pedestrians crossing at corners have the right of way. A. Only when a crosswalk is painted on the street. B. Whether or not a crosswalk is marked. C. Only at open intersections, and the answer is B. Whether or not a crosswalk is marked. To make a right turn onto a two-way street from a two-way street, start in the right-hand lane and end in A. Any lane that is available. B. The left lane. C. The lane closest to the curb. And the answer is C. The lane closest to the curb. Which of these statements about drugs and traffic is true? A. Even over-the-counter drugs can impair your driving. B. Any prescription drug is safe to use if you don't feel drowsy. C. Only illegal drugs can impair your driving. And the answer is A. Even over-the-counter drugs can impair your driving. At intersections without stop or yield signs, you must A. Yield to the vehicle or bicycle that arrives first. B. Treat the intersection as if it was a roundabout. C. Yield to the vehicle on your left if it reaches the intersection at the same time as you. And the answer is A. Yield to the vehicle or bicycle that arrives first. What do pennant-shaped signs indicate? A. A school crossing. B. A no passing zone. C. Yield. And the answer is B. A no passing zone. When parking on a public road, drivers should A. Move as far away from traffic as possible. B. Always park on the left side of the roadway. C. All of the above. And the answer is A. Move as far away from traffic as possible. What is a likely effect when you take another drug while you drink alcohol? A. There are no effects, unless the drug is prescription only. B. If the drug is over the counter, there are no effects. C. The effects of the alcohol and the drug are enhanced. And the answer is C. The effects of the alcohol and the drug are enhanced. You are approaching a green traffic light, but traffic is blocking the intersection. What is the best thing to do? A. Partially enter the intersection to establish your right of way. B. Continue into the intersection and wait for traffic to clear. C. Don't enter the intersection until you can get completely across. And the answer is C. Don't enter the intersection until you can get completely across. Blind spots around a large vehicle are than the blind spots around a car. A. Larger and deeper. B. Narrower and shorter. C. Less dangerous. And the answer is A. Larger and deeper. You are driving on the freeway behind a large truck. You should drive A. Farther behind the truck than for a passenger vehicle. B. To the right side of the truck and wait to pass. C. Closer behind the truck than for a passenger vehicle. And the answer is A. Farther behind the truck than for a passenger vehicle. What should drivers do in case of a brake failure? A. Tie a white cloth on the left door handle. B. Brake lightly. C. Shift to a lower gear. And the answer is C. Shift to a lower gear. How can you prevent fatigue on a long trip? A. Get enough sleep. B. Plan to drive long trips with a companion. C. All of the above. And the answer is C. All of the above. Parking is not allowed. A. In a tunnel. B. On the roadside of a parked vehicle. C. All of the above. And the answer is C. All of the above. What is the first thing you should do if your wheels move off the pavement? A. Ease your foot off the gas pedal and brake gently. B. Pull over to the right and sound your horn to warn the other drivers. C. Pull the steering wheel back. And the answer is A. Ease your foot off the gas pedal and brake gently. Which of the following increases your chances of having a collision? A. Continuously changing lanes to pass other vehicles. B. Adjusting your rearview mirror before you start driving. C. Looking over your shoulder while making lane changes. And the answer is A. Continuously changing lanes to pass other vehicles. If you are riding a vehicle equipped with a lap belt and a separate shoulder belt, you are A. Required to use both the lap and shoulder belt. B. Only required to use the shoulder belt. C. Only required to use the lap belt. And the answer is A. Required to use both the lap and shoulder belt. A flashing yellow light. A. Warns drivers to proceed with caution. B. Is used at dangerous intersections. C. All of the above. And the answer is C. All of the above. Which of the following is true about safety belts? A. They can reduce injuries and deaths. B. They can trap you inside a vehicle. C. They are not necessary when driving around town. And the answer is A. They can reduce injuries and deaths. Driving under the influence of any medication which impairs your driving is permitted. A. Under no circumstances. B. If the medication was prescribed by a physician. C. If your car is regularly insured. And the answer is A. Under no circumstances. A red arrow pointing to the right on a traffic light means you may A. Turn in that direction after you come to a complete stop. B. Turn in that direction after slowing and checking traffic. C. Not turn in that direction until the light turns green. And the answer is C. Not turn in that direction until the light turns green. Your BAC depends on A. How much time passes between drinks. B. How much alcohol you drink. C. All of the above. And the answer is C. All of the above. Which of the following should not be done when driving near pedestrians? A. Drive on a sidewalk. B. Pass a vehicle that has stopped at a crosswalk. C. All of the above. And the answer is C. All of the above. If your car goes into water, you should A. Wait for water to rush in and let it out in small breaths through your nose. B. Call the fire department immediately. C. Remove yourself before it starts to sink. And the answer is C. Remove yourself before it starts to sink. On a freeway, drivers should look farther ahead than they normally would on a city street. A. Because it takes 500 feet to stop a vehicle on a freeway. B. In order to spot potential hazards and dangers ahead. C. Because there are multiple lanes. And the answer is B. In order to spot potential hazards and dangers ahead. You are approaching an intersection. The traffic signal light is flashing red. What should you do? A. Cautiously continue driving through the intersection. B. Stop before entering. Wait for the green light before proceeding. C. Stop before entering, then proceed when safe. And the answer is C. Stop before entering, then proceed when safe. If a passenger under 16 years of age is not wearing his/her seatbelt, who may be cited? A. The driver. B. The passenger. C. The driver and all passenger. And the answer is A, the driver. Driving slowly in front of traffic in the far left lane on any freeway. A, cannot result in a traffic citation. B, saves lives by causing others to slow down. 2. C, can frustrate other drivers and make them angry. And the answer is C, can frustrate other drivers and make them angry. At a stop sign there is no stop line or crosswalk. You must stop. A, before you enter the intersection. B, after you enter the intersection, if you have a clear view of traffic on the intersecting roadway. C, at the next crosswalk. And the answer is A, before you enter the intersection. Tailgating. A, is a defensive driving technique. B, cannot result in a traffic citation. C, can frustrate other drivers and make them angry. And the answer is C, can frustrate other drivers and make them angry. You may not park your vehicle. A, on the side of the freeway in an emergency. B, within 100 feet of an elementary school. C, next to a red painted curb. And the answer is C, next to a red painted curb. You want to pass a bicyclist riding on the right edge of your lane. You A, must not squeeze past the bicyclist. B, may not pass the bicyclist for any reason. C, must honk your horn before passing the bicyclist. And the answer is A, must not squeeze past the bicyclist. What shape is a railroad advance warning sign? A, pentagon. B, round. C, crossbuck. And the answer is B, round. You should not pass another vehicle. A, on a multi-lane one-way street. B, where someone is likely to enter or cross the road. C, when a broken, yellow line is on the left side of your lane. And the answer is B, where someone is likely to enter or cross the road. You see a vehicle approaching from the rear. When you check your mirror again to change lanes, you no longer see the vehicle. You should A, turn your signal on and change lanes slowly. B, look over your shoulder to be sure the vehicle isn't in your blind spot. C, check your outside mirror to see if the vehicle is in your blind spot. And the answer is B, look over your shoulder to be sure the vehicle isn't in your blind spot. What is the main reason night driving is more difficult than daytime driving? A, the use of headlight is required by law. B, driving within the range. C, reduced visibility. And the answer is C, reduced visibility. When parking your vehicle on any hill. A, your front wheels should be parallel to the road if there is no curb. B, use your parking brake and leave the vehicle in gear or park. C, one of your rear wheels should touch the curb. And the answer is B, use your parking brake and leave the vehicle in gear or park. Your BAC depends on A, the amount of alcohol you drink. B, the type of beverage you drink. C, how fit you are. And the answer is A, the amount of alcohol you drink. Regulatory signs are A, suggestions. B, law. C, warnings. And the answer is B, law. When parking next to a curb, you should use your turn signals. A, when pulling next to or away from the curb. B, when pulling next to, but not away from the curb. C, only when pulling away from the curb. And the answer is When pulling next to or away from the curb. U-turns in business districts are legal whenever oncoming vehicles are not a hazard. B. Legal only at intersections, unless a sign prohibits them. C. Always illegal. And the answer is B. Legal only at intersections, unless a sign prohibits them. A vehicle that enters a road from a driveway has the right of way. B. Must stop and yield the right of way to traffic on the roadway and to pedestrians. C. Must yield to traffic approaching from the right, while it has the right of way over vehicles approaching from the left. And the answer is B. Must stop and yield the right of way to traffic on the roadway and to pedestrians. You face a green light, but traffic on the other side of the intersection does not allow you to travel all the way through the intersection. What must you do? A. Wait for the next green light. B. Wait until traffic ahead clears, so you do not block the intersection. C. Enter the intersection and wait until traffic ahead clears. And the answer is B. Wait until traffic ahead clears, so you do not block the intersection. When the road is slippery, you should pump your brakes. B. Brake suddenly carefully. C. Press your brakes in slow, steady strokes. And the answer is C. Press your brakes in slow, steady strokes. BAC is the acronym for beer accumulation. B. The number of ounces of alcohol in your blood. C. The percentage of alcohol in your blood. And the answer is C. The percentage of alcohol in your blood. Which child requires a child restraint system? A 6-year-old who is 4 feet 10 inches tall. B. A 7-year-old who is 4 feet 7 inches tall. C. An 8-year-old who is 4 feet 9 inches tall. And the answer is B. A 7-year-old who is 4 feet 7 inches tall. If your accelerator becomes stuck, you should turning the ignition off while the vehicle is moving. B. Not apply the brakes. Ease off the gas pedal and straighten the front wheels. C. Shift to neutral, apply the brakes, and try to drive the car safely off the road. And the answer is C. Shift to neutral, apply the brakes, and try to drive the car safely off the road. If you drive at the posted speed limit, you can be given a speeding ticket. Under no circumstances. B. If you are carrying more than one passenger. C. If road or weather conditions require a slower speed. And the answer is C. If road or weather conditions require a slower speed. When following a motorcycle, drivers must remember that motorcycles can than other vehicles. A. Accelerate much faster. B. Stop much more quickly. C. Stop much more slowly. And the answer is B. Stop much more quickly. If you have a green light, but traffic is blocking the intersection, you should enter the intersection and wait until traffic clears. B. Merge into another lane and try to go around the traffic. C. Stay out of the intersection until traffic clears. And the answer is C. Stay out of the intersection until traffic clears. You want to park uphill on a two-way roadway and there is no curb. Which way do you turn your front wheels? A. So they face straight ahead. B. Left, towards the center of the road. C. Right, towards the side of the road. And the answer is C. Right, towards the side of the road. Which way should your front wheels be turned when parked uphill next to a curb? A. Toward the curb. B. Parallel to the curb. C. Away from the curb. And the answer is C. Away from the curb. Which of the following roadways freezes first when wet? A. Tunnels. B. Intersections. C. Bridges and overpasses. And the answer is C. Bridges and overpasses. To safely back their vehicle, drivers should not A. Tap their horn before backing up. B. Check in front and behind their vehicle before they get in. C. Look over their right shoulder as they back up. And the answer is A. Tap their horn before backing up. When driving in fog, snow, or rain, you should use your A. Running lights. B. High beam headlights. C. Low beam headlights. And the answer is C. Low beam headlights. You should use turn signals to indicate your intention with sufficient time to allow other drivers to see the signal. A. Before you move. B. After you move. C. If it's raining. And the answer is A. Before you move. If an oncoming vehicle has started to turn left in front of you, A. Maintain your speed and take your right of way. B. Honk your horn to warn the driver and maintain your speed. C. Slow or stop to prevent a collision. And the answer is C. Slow or stop to prevent a collision. Once in the roundabout, drivers travel A. In a counterclockwise direction. B. In a clockwise direction. C. In both directions. And the answer is A. In a counterclockwise direction. While driving, you should look 10 to 15 seconds ahead of you. A. Because it's a legal requirement. B. Focus solely on the middle of the road. C. To see potential hazards early. And the answer is C. To see potential hazards early. When a hazard is seen ahead, reaction distance A. Is how far a vehicle will continue to travel, in ideal conditions, before the driver hits the brakes. B. Equals total stopping distance minus perception distance. C. Is the sum of perception distance and braking distance. And the answer is A. Is how far a vehicle will continue to travel, in ideal conditions, before the driver hits the brakes. You are entering a roundabout with multiple lanes, and you need to turn right at the intersection. You must A. Choose either lane, and exit in the lane you entered. B. Choose the right-hand lane and exit in the right-hand lane. C. Choose the left-hand lane and exit. And the answer is B. Choose the right-hand lane and exit in the right-hand lane. When driving at night with no other vehicles ahead, a driver should use A. High beam lights. B. Low beam lights. C. Parking lights. And the answer is A. High beam lights. It is illegal to leave a child, years or younger, unattended in a motor vehicle. A. 4. B. 8. C. 6. And the answer is C. 6. When can you drive using only your parking lights? A. On foggy days when visibility is low. B. 30 minutes after sunset or 30 minutes before sunrise. C. Under no circumstances. And the answer is C. Under no circumstances. When you park, turn your front wheels toward the curb. A. Facing uphill. B. Facing downhill. C. On a level road. And the answer is B. Facing downhill. You want to make a right turn at an upcoming intersection. You should slow down and A. Avoid driving in the bicycle lane. B. Move toward the left side of your lane. C. Signal for 100 feet before turning. And the answer is C. Signal for 100 feet before turning. Drivers should check their rearview mirrors. A. Often to see how traffic is moving behind them. B. Only when slowing down. C. To see if a truck is in their blind spot. And the answer is A. Often to see how traffic is moving behind them. If it appears that a driver is going to pull out in front of you, the safest thing to do is A. Honk your horn and maintain your speed. B. Slow or stop your vehicle and use your horn. C. Use your horn and swerve into the next lane. And the answer is B. Slow or stop your vehicle and use your horn. A vehicle is stopped at a crosswalk to allow a pedestrian to cross the roadway. The driver of the vehicle approaching from the rear should A. Overtake and pass the stopped vehicle. B. Sound the horn. C. Not overtake and pass the stopped vehicle. And the answer is C. Not overtake and pass the stopped vehicle. Normally are white rectangles with black letters or symbols. A. Warning signs. B. Destination signs, guide signs. C. Regulatory signs. And the answer is C. Regulatory signs. An octagonal sign means that drivers must A. Exceed the speed limit. B. Pass red lights. C. All of the above. And the answer is C. All of the above. After passing a car, it is safe to return to your lane when A. The driver you passed slows down to let you return to your lane. B. You can see both headlights of the car you just passed in your rearview mirror. C. You are at least 50 feet ahead of the car you passed. And the answer is B. You can see both headlights of the car you just passed in your rearview mirror. Are drivers allowed to exceed the speed limit to pass other vehicles? A. Yes, but only if they drive with caution. B. No. C. Yes, but only by 10 miles per hour or less. And the answer is B. No. More than one vehicle is approaching a four-way stop sign. Who has the right of way? A. The last driver to reach the intersection. B. The first driver to reach the intersection and stop. C. The driver on the left. And the answer is B. The first driver to reach the intersection and stop. If the roadway is wet and your vehicle starts to skid, you should A. Slow down by shifting to a lower gear. B. Slowly ease your foot off the gas pedal. C. Slow down by pumping the brakes quickly and firmly. And the answer is B. Slowly ease your foot off the gas pedal. You must yield to a pedestrian using a cane or guide dog. A. At all times. B. Only when a guide dog is leading the person across the street. C. Only if a crossing guard is present. And the answer is A. At all times. If cars approaching from opposite directions reach an intersection at the same time, A car that turns left must yield to cars that move straight or turn right. B. A car that moves straight must yield to cars that turn left. C. A car that turns right must yield to cars that move straight or turn left. And the answer is A car that turns left must yield to cars that move straight or turn right. To see vehicles in your blind spots, you must look A. Over your shoulders. B. In your inside rearview mirror. C. In your outside rearview mirror. And the answer is A. Over your shoulders. Your red traffic signal changes to green while a pedestrian is crossing in your traffic lane. The right-of-way should be given A. To the pedestrian. B. By the pedestrian. C. By the pedestrian, but only when vehicles are turning left. And the answer is A. To the pedestrian. Which of the following will help you to avoid being hit from behind? A. Decreasing your following distance. B. Changing lanes frequently. C. Merge into another lane. And the answer is C. Merge into another lane. Two drivers reach an uncontrolled intersection at the same time. Who has the right of way? A. The driver on the right. B. The driver on the left. C. No one. And the answer is A. The driver on the right. Drivers are required to obey instructions from A. Other drivers whose vehicles are broken down on the roadway. B. Security guards patrolling parking lots. C. Flaggers, signal persons, at construction sites. And the answer is C. Flaggers, signal persons, at construction sites. What should you do if you see smoke come from under the hood? A. Call the fire department and then pull off the road and park your vehicle. B. Try to fight the fire yourself. C. Pull off the road and park your vehicle. Turn off the ignition, get away from the car and call the fire department. And the answer is C. Pull off the road and park your vehicle. Turn off the ignition, get away from the car and call the fire department. A safety zone is a specially marked area for passengers to get on or off buses or trolleys. You may not drive through a safety zone. A. At any time for any reason. B. Only when a bus or trolley is present. C. Only when a bus or trolley is unloading passengers. And the answer is A. At any time for any reason. A flashing red light means A. The light will soon change to steady red. B. Drive with caution. C. The same as a stop sign. And the answer is C. The same as a stop sign. Which of the following is true about use of your turn signals? A. If you signal for a lane change, other drivers must let you in. B. You must always signal for lane changes. C. You should never use both electric and hand signals. And the answer is B. You must always signal for lane changes. A solid yellow line next to a broken yellow line means that vehicles A. Next to the solid line may pass. B. In both directions may pass. C. Next to the broken line may pass. And the answer is C. Next to the broken line may pass. A school bus has stopped ahead on your side of the road and is flashing its red lights. What should you do? A. Stop until all the children have crossed your lane. B. Stop as long as the red lights flash. C. Stop first, then proceed when you think it is safe. And the answer is B. Stop as long as the red lights flash. Your mirrors when you prepare to change lanes. A. Never depend on. B. Never use. C. Always rely on. And the answer is A. Never depend on. What shape is a stop sign? A. Octagon. B. Upside down triangle. C. Diamond. And the answer is A. Octagon. Which of the following must you obey over the others? A. Police officer. B. Red light. C. Stop sign. And the answer is Ah, police officer. During darkness, bicyclists must have a front lamp emitting a yellow light visible from a distance of 100 feet. B. A rear red reflector visible from a distance of 500 feet. C. A white reflector on the bicyclist's helmet. And the answer is B. A rear red reflector visible from a distance of 500 feet. Who is most at risk? A. Drivers who have overslept. B. Drivers who are driving long distances without rest breaks. C. Experienced drivers. And the answer is B. Drivers who are driving long distances without rest breaks. As you drive on the freeway, make sure your directional signal goes off before you change lanes. B. To signal all lane changes. C. You cut off vehicles behind you when you change lanes. And the answer is B. To signal all lane changes. It is a very windy day. You are driving and a dust storm blows across the freeway, reducing your visibility. You should drive slower and turn on your interior lights. B. Headlights. C. Parking lights. And the answer is B. Headlights. When driving near road work zones, you should pass the work zone carefully and avoid distractions. B. Slow down to watch the work as you pass. C. Decrease your following distance. And the answer is pass the work zone carefully and avoid distractions. What is the meaning of blue traffic signs? A. Blue indicates road user services. B. A blue background indicates a regulatory sign. C. They give directional information. And the answer is A. Blue indicates road user services. In areas with no pedestrian crosswalks or signals, pedestrians should yield the right-of-way to vehicles before crossing. B. Have the right-of-way over motor vehicles, but not over bicycles. C. Should leave the curb as soon as possible to avoid being hit. And the answer is A. Should yield the right-of-way to vehicles before crossing. You are reaching an intersection, and trees block your view to the side for the last 100 feet before crossing. The intersection is considered A. Open. B. Blind. C. Blocked. And the answer is B. Blind. A police officer is signaling you to continue driving through a red light. What should you do? A. Come to a complete stop, then do what the officer tells you. B. Do as the officer tells you. C. Wait for the green light. And the answer is B. Do as the officer tells you. Drivers may need more space in front of their vehicle. A. When carrying a heavy load or pulling a trailer. B. When following motorcycles. C. All of the above. And the answer is C. All of the above. A flashing red light at an intersection means A. Stop before entering. B. Slow down before entering. C. Stop and wait for the green light. And the answer is A. Stop before entering. Roads are the most slippery. A. After it has been raining for an hour or more. B. The first rain after a dry spell. C. For the first 2 hours of a rainstorm. And the answer is B. The first rain after a dry spell. Alcohol. A. Improves your reaction time. B. Makes it easier to make correct decisions. C. Makes you less aware of what is happening to your driving abilities. And the answer is C. makes you less aware of what is happening to your driving abilities. A vehicle suddenly cuts in front of you, creating a hazard. Which of these actions should you take first? A. Honk and step on the brake firmly. B. Swerve into the lane next to you. C. Take your foot off the gas pedal. And the answer is C. Take your foot off the gas pedal. Does a vehicle prepared to enter a traffic circle or rotary have the right of way over the vehicles in the circle? A. No. Vehicles already in the circle have the right of way. B. Yes, but only if they are entering the rotary from the right lane. C. Yes. And the answer is A. No. Vehicles already in the circle have the right of way. Warning signs are A. Triangular. B. Diamond-shaped. C. Rectangular. And the answer is B. Diamond-shaped. You are driving on a one-way street. You may turn left onto another one-way street only if A. Traffic on the street moves to the right. B. A sign permits the turn. C. Traffic on the street moves to the left. And the answer is C. Traffic on the street moves to the left. If the driver ahead of you stops at a crosswalk, you should A. Change lanes, scan the road ahead, and pass the stopped vehicles. B. Stop, then proceed when all pedestrians have crossed. C. Cautiously pass the vehicle at 10 miles per hour or less. And the answer is B. Stop, then proceed when all pedestrians have crossed. If there is a deep puddle in the road ahead, drivers should A. Steer their vehicle around the water, if possible. B. Shift into neutral as they drive through the water. C. Maintain their speed and make it through the water. And the answer is A. Steer their vehicle around the water, if possible. When you change lanes or merge into another lane, you A. Have the right of way. B. Should first stop and check for cross traffic. C. Need at least a 4-second traffic gap. And the answer is C. Need at least a 4-second traffic gap. A pedestrian is in the middle of the street when your signal light changes to green. You should A. Proceed if the pedestrian is not in your lane. B. Wait until the pedestrian is crossed in front of you before proceeding. C. Proceed if you have the right of way. And the answer is B. Wait until the pedestrian is crossed in front of you before proceeding. You are driving on a 5-lane freeway in the lane closest to the center divider. To exit the freeway on the right, you should A. Change lanes one at a time until you are in the proper lane. B. Slow before beginning each lane change. C. Carefully cross all the lanes at one time. And the answer is A. Change lanes one at a time until you are in the proper lane. What should you do if your headlights suddenly go out? A. Ease your foot off the gas pedal and brake gently. B. Brake immediately and activate your emergency lights. C. Use your emergency lights, parking lights, or directional signals. And the answer is C. Use your emergency lights, parking lights, or directional signals. When driving at night on a dimly lit street, you should A. Keep instrument lights bright to be more visible to other drivers. B. Turn on your high-beam headlights to better see the vehicles directly ahead of you. C. Drive slowly enough so you can stop within the area lighted by your headlights. And the answer is C. Drive slowly enough so you can stop within the area lighted by your headlights. You should stop before crossing railroad tracks. A. If your vehicle has 3 or more axles. B. Anytime a train may be approaching, whether or not you can see it. C. Even when the railroad tracks are out of service. And the answer is B. Anytime a train may be approaching, whether or not you can see it. In case of skidding, drivers should not A. Tap the gas pedal with their foot. B. Take their foot off the gas pedal. C. Pump the brakes gently if they are about to hit something. And the answer is A. Tap the gas pedal with their foot. When coming to a curve or the top of a hill, you should A. Try and pass the vehicle ahead of you before entering the curve. B. Increase your speed. C. Not drive on the left side of the road. And the answer is C. Not drive on the left side of the road. A curb painted blue means parking is A. Allowed for no longer than 15 minutes. B. For picking up or dropping of passengers. C. For disabled persons with a special placard or plate. And the answer is C. For disabled persons with a special placard or plate. On slippery roads, drivers should A. Come to a complete stop. B. Leave more space in front of their vehicle. C. Increase their speed to avoid hydroplaning. B. Leave more space in front of their vehicle. When following motorcycles, drivers should A. Try to pass them as they have different braking capabilities than other motor vehicles. B. Keep more space in front of their vehicle. C. Reduce the minimum following distance, and the answer is B. Keep more space in front of their vehicle. Which of the following is true about safety belts and collisions? A. Safety belts keep you from being thrown clear to safety, which lowers your chances of surviving collisions. B. Safety belts increase your chances of survival in most types of collisions. C. Safety belts are unnecessary if your vehicle is equipped with front and side airbags. And the answer is B. Safety belts increase your chances of survival in most types of collisions. There is no crosswalk and a pedestrian is crossing your lane ahead. You should A. Slow down as you pass the pedestrian. B. Stop and let the pedestrian finish crossing the street. C. Make eye contact and then pass the pedestrian. B. Stop and let the pedestrian finish crossing the street. Examples of proper glass maintenance include A. Keeping your windows clean and clear. B. Replacing worn wiper blades. C. All of the above. And the answer is C. All of the above. Which of the following drugs could affect your ability to drive? A. A cold remedy. B. Marijuana. C. All of the above. And the answer is C. All of the above. The shape of a route sign tells you A. The speed limit on that route. B. That the route you are on might be dangerous. C. The type of route you are on. And the answer is C. The type of route you are on. A school bus ahead of you in your lane is stopped with red lights flashing. You should A. Stop as long as the red lights are flashing. B. Slow to 25 miles per hour and pass cautiously. C. Stop, then proceed when you think all of the children have exited the bus. And the answer is A. Stop as long as the red lights are flashing. Animals may be transported in the back of a pickup truck only if A. The tailgate of the truck is closed. B. The sides of the truck bed are at least 18 inches high. C. They are properly secured. And the answer is C. They are properly secured. You are about to make a left turn. You must signal continuously during the last feet before the turn. A. 75. B. 100. C. 50. And the answer is B. 100. Which of the following statements about blind spots is true? A. Blind spots can be checked by looking in your rearview mirrors. B. They are eliminated if you have one outside mirror on each side of the vehicle. C. Large trucks have bigger blind spots than most passenger vehicles. And the answer is C. Large trucks have bigger blind spots than most passenger vehicles. The safest precaution that you can take regarding the use of cellular phones and driving is A. Review the number before answering a call. B. Use hands-free devices so you can keep both hands on the steering wheel. C. Keep your phone within easy reach so you won't need to take your eyes off the road. And the answer is B. Use hands-free devices so you can keep both hands on the steering wheel. Allow extra space in front of your vehicle when following A. Large tour bus. B. Station wagon. C. Passenger vehicle. And the answer is A. Large tour bus. At 55 miles per hour, it takes about feet to react and bring the vehicle to a complete stop. A. 100. B. 250. C. 400. And the answer is C. 400. A school bus with its red lights flashing is stopped ahead on your side of the road. You must A. Slow to 25 miles per hour and proceed with caution. B. Stop until the lights stop flashing. C. Stop until all the children have left the bus. And the answer is B. Stop until the lights stop flashing. Select the best answer. Before changing lanes, you should A. Look over your shoulder to check for blind spots. B. Look into your rearview mirror. C. Look into your rearview mirror and also over your shoulder. And the answer is C. Look into your rearview mirror and also over your shoulder. You are entering a roundabout with multiple lanes, and you need to turn left at the intersection. You must A. Choose either lane and exit in the lane you entered. B. Choose the left-hand lane and exit. C. Choose the right-hand lane and exit in the left-hand lane. And the answer is B. Choose the left-hand lane and exit. What is the only effective method to reduce your BAC? A. Not drinking over a period of time. B. Eating before or while you drink. C. Drinking coffee. And the answer is A. Not drinking over a period of time. To avoid tailgating, drivers should A. Look into their rearview mirror. B. Use the 3-second rule. C. Leave at least 25 feet between their vehicle and the vehicle ahead. And the answer is B. Use the 3-second rule. Which of these is a safe driving practice? A. Checking your rearview mirrors frequently. B. Using high beam lights in the fog. C. Staring at the road ahead of your vehicle. And the answer is A. Checking your rearview mirrors frequently. You may drive in a bike lane. A. If you drive slower than 15 miles per hour. B. No more than 200 feet before making a right turn. C. Whenever bicyclists are not present. And the answer is B. No more than 200 feet before making a right turn. At intersections marked with stop lines, drivers must A. Come to a complete stop. B. Signal other vehicles to stop. C. Slow down and enter the intersection. And the answer is A. Come to a complete stop. Yellow traffic signs. A. Warn drivers. B. Guide drivers. C. When combined with an octagonal shape, tell drivers they must come to a complete stop at the marked stop line. And the answer is A. Warn drivers. What type of pavement marking shows you which lane you must use for a turn? A. Diamond. B. Arrows. C. Edge line. And the answer is B. Arrows. If you remain in the back blind spot of a large vehicle, A. The large vehicle will take much longer to stop. B. You can reduce fuel consumption. C. You increase the chance of a crash. And the answer is C. You increase the chance of a crash. Which of these statements is true about large trucks? A. They all have air brakes which allow them to stop quickly. B. They are more maneuverable than passenger vehicles. C. They take longer to stop than passenger vehicles. And the answer is C. They take longer to stop than passenger vehicles. It is against the law to enter an intersection when A. The light is yellow and you can stop safely. B. You can't get all the way across before the light turns red. C. The light is flashing yellow and you didn't stop first. And the answer is B. You can't get all the way across before the light turns red. Destination signs are with letters and symbols. A. Blue, white. B. Green, white. C. White, black. And the answer is B. Green, white. A thumping sound can be a warning. A. That a tire blowout is about to occur. B. Of a steering failure. C. Of a brake failure. And the answer is A. That a tire blowout is about to occur. Where are yield signs usually placed? A. At intersections, if there is no marked stop line. B. Where auxiliary roads lead into major roads. C. Where major roads lead into auxiliary roads. And the answer is B. Where auxiliary roads lead into major roads. Regulatory signs are A. White rectangles. B. Green rectangles. C. White triangles. And the answer is A. White rectangles. When should you use hand-over-hand steering? A. When performing sharp right turns. B. When parking. C. All of the above. And the answer is C. All of the above.